Hey there, YouTube pipe smokers. PlanxtyPipes here with a review of Hearth Home's Whiteknight. This is another in my series of latakia blend reviews, and this is a good one. There's a tin there. And smoking it in the Castello Sea Rock Briar little pot, number 17 shape. It's a pot with a saddle bit, and I thought I'd do Whiteknight since the last blend that I did was Black House, and this is same manufacturer, Hearth Home. And it's sort of based on the old white tinned Balkan Sobrani. As I said in the Black House review and in the Balkan Blue review, those were based on the Sobrani 759, which was one of several mixtures that the House of Sobrani did, and this is the one based on the original smoking mixture, and it's not really similar to Black House in any more than very superficial ways. It's well, it does look a lot like it. I don't know if you can see. This is the Black House here, and this is the Whiteknight. They've got about the same proportion of colors of leaf. There's some dark browns and some blacks from the latakia and the Cavendish. At least I know there's Cavendish in the Black House. I don't know if Whiteknight has Cavendish, but it's got the kind of golden Virginias as well, and looks pretty similar in cut and moisture levels. It doesn't smell the same. The Black House, I think, is actually a little more subtle in its notes. Everything is kind of more muted. I think I mentioned in the Black House review that it seemed like an old age tobacco to me, and it's kind of in the way that the latakia isn't real strong in the tin note or in the smoking note. You can taste that it's there, but it's not really super smoky, in your face, latakia forward. As I said, the Black House is pretty Oriental forward, and I'd say the same for Whiteknight, but the Orientals don't taste the same. Whiteknight, everything tastes brighter. It's lighter in flavor, in that it doesn't have that really super thick, dark, earthy mouth feel and flavor. It's more, the smoke's a little thinner, a little less like creamy. It's the thing that keeps coming to my mind is that when I smoke Black House, I tend to taste it on the back of my tongue, in the back of my mouth. It's a little more bitter, not super bitter, but there's that dark, earthy. Probably the Kentuckies in it are adding some of that, where it's very earthy and smells and tastes a little darker and more subdued, whereas the White Knight is, like I said, everything's a little brighter, it's a little more forward. I taste the White Knight on the tip of my tongue. The very front third of my tongue is where all the flavor is. It's salty, it's sour, tangy, and I don't say those in a bad way. It's just that subtle hint of like a saltiness, sourness, some very aromatic incense notes. It's a great tobacco. I actually prefer White Knight to Black House. And I like Black House, but White Knight is much more of a all day, anytime, first thing in the morning, last thing at night, middle of the day, anytime's good for it. It's sweet in smell. There's a little bit more smokiness in the tin note, whereas I think the Black House maybe has more of a chocolatiness to it, kind of, in the smell, like dark chocolate. Whereas this is just not sharp, but very piquant. The smoke is very cool. Especially, I'm smoking this in a short, straight pipe, which tends to be, when I smoke out of a shorter, straight stem pipe, I tend to feel a little more heat in the smoke, but this is very cool. In fact, it has a little bit of what I really like, one of the things that I really like about Penzance, which is that it almost has an artificially cool flavor about it. It's almost like menthol or mentholyptus, like a Hall's mentholyptus cough drop. It's not that strong, so I'm using that as a very extreme example of what I subtly taste in this, which is that it actually has like a cooling effect on your mouth, the same way that Penzance does. That's one of the things that I really, really like about Penzance, is that something about the Orientals in it is very cooling to the palate, and it's pleasant, and it's not something that I've run across in a whole lot of other blends. White Knight has it. It doesn't taste pretty much anything like Penzance, other than the fact that it's an English blend. It's got latakia, it's got Orientals. So there's some, thread of similarity between them because of those few things, but they're different kinds of blends. Whereas Penzance is a little darker, this is a little more bright, forward. Really sweet in a good way from the Virginias. Everything is well balanced. It's not overly Virginia forward in that the latakia is just kind of playing around in the background. It's there. The Orientals are very forward, so if you like Balkan styles, Oriental latakia blends, where it's kind of more heavily proportioned towards the Orientals, you probably would like this. I think it's one of my favorites, and it's a real shame that it's probably going to go off the market because of the deeming regulations unless something changes. Um, the Hearth and Home blends that I've tried have been winners, and everybody speaks really highly of them. But I believe that they said everything in the Marquee series is newer than 2007, so it's September 2007, I think. So they're gonna probably be going off the market. So if you can find it, pick this up because it's great. And I've heard, I haven't tried the new re-release of the Balkan Sobrani. I've got a couple tins of it, maybe 1 tin or 2 tins in my cellar, but I haven't cracked them yet. And a lot of what I've heard is that the White Knight kind of really hits the nail on the head as far as a Balkan Sobrani style mixture goes, whereas the Balkan Sobrani re-release that's done by Germain's isn't quite as good. But I can't speak to that. Personally, I'm just going by what I've read on message boards and on tobaccoreviews.com. Yeah, White Knight is a fantastic Balkan. If Balkans are your thing, if you like those kind of blends, then you owe it to yourself to check it out while you still can. So, this has been PlanxtyPipes with another review. And take care until next time.